Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Mariana. Today I'm bringing another bullet journal setup, and this time is for the month of April. For this month I chose the crab as my theme, and the first thing I'm doing for this month is a quote page, and the quote I chose says, "Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway." And I think it's really important to remember this phrase because sometimes we just don't do something because we think it's gonna take too long and it's not gonna pay off. But if you really love that thing, you should give it a shot and just try it out. And like always, I'm also doing a cover page for the month. So I put the days of the month and also a drawing on the center of the page. And I'll be painting every single drawing I made, but it'll be in a second part because these actually took a lot of time. And I really wanted to post this video on Wednesday, but since it's already Thursday, I just thought I would post it without painting, and then later on I will update you with a part 2 where I'm gonna paint. For the monthly page, I actually decided I liked doing a 1.5 pages for the month instead of just one page. I felt this would be more helpful and also look better because this month I'll have some exams, so it's important to have enough space to put time of the exam and also dates to study and stuff like that. And on the space on the side that was left, I also added some columns and some things like exams and due dates, videos coming up, important dates, and month overview. I think it's very nice to have this little month overview just to make sure which day and which week you are. For the title, I decided to do a very simple thing, just in on April in 2019, and I put it in a box and I added some crabs around the page. This is a very exciting page I decided to make. This is extremely helpful for students, and this is a class versus study tracker. So on the left side of the bullet journal, I have a class tracker where I put every single chapter for the first exam I'm gonna take. And inside the little boxes that I'm making on this side, I will put the date and color in when my teacher finishes a chapter or a subchapter, so I can keep track of where in the subject my teacher is and how late I am on studying it. Because on the other side of the page, on the right side, I'm actually gonna put a tracker for the chapters I have already studied. So, for example, if my teacher finished chapter 1 on a certain date, let's say on the 20th, I will know that I have finished studying this chapter on the day I put on the little box. Like, for example, on the 21st, I studied it. And forgive me for the random nose and face on the camera because it was in a weird position where I couldn't properly draw and write if I didn't put my face over the notebook, so sometimes my nose or my face might appear. Just to explain a little better, on the left side of each box there is a chapter which shows which chapter the box have to do with, and on the top of each box there's also a number that goes from 1 to 8 or 1 to 9 or 1 to 11 depending on the subject. And these are the subtopics. So for example, on vibrations I have chapter 1, and this chapter has two subsections, so I put two boxes there. And on the last column there is a space for exercises where I'm gonna put whether I did some exercises or not. I'm also erasing because I had pencil under that, and I'm gonna show you how it's gonna look like when I fill in all the spaces. So I just put the dates of the days I finished studying or the dates my teacher finished a certain topic, And I'm also coloring, and I decided to do a little bit of a gradient color. So each subject has a specific color. Vibration is purple, fluid mechanics is blue, and thermodynamics is orange. And I decided to make a gradient as we go throughout the subtopics, and I just thought it would look nicer this way, and I really liked how it looked at the end, and I'm gonna use it in after every class. I forgot to mention that this is gonna be a very study related bullet journal because I will have exams at the end of this month, so it's really important for me to make sure I feel motivated and know exactly when to study. Anyway, I also did a habit tracker, but for this month I decided to change it a little bit since this month's setup is very um, has a lot of lines and lots of squares and stuff like that. I decided to make a structure a little bit more formal and with a lot of lines and squares. So each set of squares has a topic. So the first one is sleep early. We have eat fruit, eat salad, beach time, leg exercise, and stretching. And as we go along, I'm going to fill in each square for each day. And for this page, I'm also adding a little crab on the bottom. And this month, I also decided to make two quote pages. So this is the second one, and it says, "If you believe in yourself, anything is possible." And I really use this quote for my life because I don't feel bad if I don't get something right or if I cannot achieve something when I actually tried my hardest to do it. I just think, well, it wasn't meant to be, because there's no point in beating yourself up if you did your best and couldn't do something. Anyway, next two pages also have to do with studying. The first one is a exam countdown where I put the weeks that I'm gonna have in the semester, and I also put the days on the little squares. This way I can fill in each square as my classes go, and I will know exactly when my exam's gonna be and how much time I have to study. I actually messed up a little bit on the dates of the weeks. So instead of starting with the 11th, which was the first week of the semester, I started with the 14th, which is the first week of April's month. But that's not gonna affect me a lot because I actually have the specific dates. So that's not a real problem for me. The next page is actually an exercise log, and I'll put the numbers and the amount of exercises I did for each of my three subjects I put here. So I put fluid mechanics, thermodynamics, and solid mechanics. And I'm actually taking 5 classes this semester, but I'm not putting all of them on the page or the next page because some of the subjects don't have as many exercises as these ones. So I just put these ones instead. For the next two pages, I have my meal plan and expense tracker. For this month's meal plan, I actually decided to change a little bit. I saw that my meal tracker wasn't helping a lot. So instead, I decided to put a meal plan with a list of foods I could eat and dishes I could make. This way, when I'm hungry, I'll feel motivated to go into this page and check the options I have and, of course, choose the healthier one. And the expense tracker is very similar to last month's, and it's just a simple way to put input my expenses. For this weekly spread for this month, I decided to change a little bit and make a more clean look and simple look as well. So I'm putting the week and number and a little month overview on the top left corner of the page, and then I'm putting the days of the week with the number of the day on the side. And I'm just putting a blue marker on top of the words and just putting a black gel ink pen corner on each one of them. Now I'm just gonna go through my bullet journal and put some color on it. I'm using blue for this month and just adding a little bit to make sure my bullet journal looks a little bit more colorful. And again, I'm gonna color my all the crabs I drew here on the bullet journal, but this is gonna be in another page, in another video. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go and flick through the final setup of the bullet journal. So we first have the quote page and the cover page for the month, and I chose the crab as my topic and also the color blue. And I'll be painting these two crabs later on another video. This is the monthly setup, and like I said before, I have on the sides these topics and these month overview and week overview as well. Now for my favorite page, the class tracker and the study tracker. This is going to be extremely helpful for any student. I highly recommend doing a page like this one, especially because you can keep track of your classes and also your studies, not to say your exercises as well. I might do a video separately on spreads for students. On this page, it's actually blank because I might fill it in later. And I have also my study tracker, which is very useful. And I'm just gonna quickly show you how it's gonna look like. This is for the month of March, and it's probably gonna look like that by the end, but fuller because I have exams. Again, this is my habit tracker and another quote page. It looks a little bit different from the other habit trackers, but I really liked it. And again, I'm gonna color these crabs later on. Another spread for students, which are exams countdown and also exercise log. These are very important as well because you can keep track of time and how much time you have to study and also how much you have studied so far. Again, I changed the meal tracker for a meal plan, which offers a lot of options for me to make my dishes and also food and my usual expense tracker. And I also have my weekly spread, which is a little bit different from the other ones, but it also offers a little overview of the month. And I highlighted the week of the month on these monthly overview. And that's basically it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, make sure you leave a like and comment down below. Don't forget to check my other videos and also subscribe. Bye bye.